Good day everyone. Good day ma'am. I would like to present the different topic of information management. Information management is the process of collecting, organizing, storing, protecting, and using information in a way that ensures it is accurate, accessible, and useful for decision making and operations. These are the three topics of information management: information systems, data and information, entity relationship model. Information systems, integrated components for collecting, storing, and processing data, provide information, knowledge, and digital products, support daily operations, customer and supplier interaction, and competitiveness. Data, raw, unorganized facts like letters, numbers, and symbols, represent conditions, idea, or objects, limitless and increasingly digital. Who create data? Individual and business. The two categories of data: structured, like databases and spreadsheet; unstructured, like forms, images, audio, and movies. Information, organized form of data that have been processed so that they are meaningful. Data that have been processed for a purpose. Data that have been interpreted and understood by the recipient. For example, data to information. Data, these are just numbers with no meaning yet. The processing is calculate the average, add all the grade, and divide by the 8 subject. Information, the average of the student is 85.75. Now, the raw data has been turned into something meaningful that helps decision making. The last topic of information management is the entity relationship model. The entity relationship model, or ER model, is a widely accepted graphical tool for data modeling and database design. It visually represented entities and their relationship with a database structure. Introduced by Peter Chan in 1976, the ER model has become a standard approach for database design. The entity relationship modeling have three parts: the entity, attribute, and relationship. The entity is a distinguishable object in the real world, which can be a person, things, event, or concept. The attribute is a characteristic or property of an entity describing its qualities. And a relationship is an association that exists between entities. Components of ER modeling: entity, a collection of entities; entity instance, a unique occurrence in the entity set; attribute, a characteristic of an entity; primary key, attribute that uniquely identifies the entity. Relationship, association between entities. Relationship instance, association between two specific entities. Representation of entities, attribute, and relationship. In the entities is a chain model. Rectangle represents the entity name inside the rectangle. Crowfoot model, also represents by a rectangle with the name inside. Usually represent in uppercase, should be a noun. Attribute. Chan model. Oval represent the attribute connected to the entity with a line. Crowfoot model. Attribute are written in the attribute box below the entity rectangle. Relationship. Chan model. Diamond shape represent the relationship connecting the related entities. Crowfoot model uses different symbols to present the type and cardinality of relationship. Cardinality of relationships represents the number of instances of one entity that can be associated with another entity. One-to-one. One entity can only be associated with one instance of another entity. One-to-many. One entity can be associated with multiple instances in another entity. Many-to-many. Multiple instances of one entity can be associated with multiple instances in another entity. Degree of a relationship. Unary relationship. Relationship between the same entity type. Binary relationship. Relationship between two different entity types. Ternary relationship. Relationship between three different entity types.
There is the example of ER diagram with entities, relationship, and attributes. The relationship of this example is student and college. The relationship is study in, and this is how an cardinality, many to one. Many students can study in one college, and each college student is associated with exact one college through the study and relationship. Each college can have many students. The attributes of students are student's name, student ID, and student address. And the attributes of college is college name and college ID. The student ID and the college ID is a primary key or a unique identifier of each student.